And Adam Mosseri says this over and over again, the most valuable button to them on Instagram in the algorithm is the share button. Because what the person is saying is like, I not only identify with this, I not only like it, I want everyone in my community to see it too. Because you think about it, like if you're thinking about algorithm games, right? Like my husband's not on Instagram, but I send him tons of reels, right? So every time I do that, Mosseri's like, yeah, I just got this non-Instagram user, this Twitter guy, to actually open the Instagram app.
So that's such an important point because everyone looks at these platforms with algorithms and they say, I wish there was some way to know what the algorithm gods cared about.
Yep.
And all you really have to do is say, well, what does the business behind the business that controls those algorithms?
Yeah.
What do they care about? YouTube.
Users.
YouTube cares about watch time.
Exactly.
Right? And so, if you make videos, they get people to say, right? Instagram is users, particularly active users. And so
yes, and engagement.
If people like, both of our spouses are like not really on Instagram.
Right.
But yeah, if you send them stuff, you're like constantly reeling them in. And one of those times they're going to be like, yeah, I'll keep scrolling.
Exactly. You brought them on you gave them business essentially, right? You gave them another user. So that share button is the most valuable to Instagram, which means it's the most valuable to us as business owners.
Okay.
This is what gives us the reach, right? This is what lets us reach the most people. So a huge mistake I see almost every business owner make when they start is they go straight to the store.
Right.
And what you want to do first is just entertain them. You just want to make them laugh, surprise them, have them go, oh my gosh, that is me. And like when they have that moment, that Me Too moment, that's when you hit it. Okay. When they go, how did she get in my head? How did she get in my phone? How did she see my life? And so that entertainment content is where we want to put 65% of our Instagram posts. And we'll talk later, we're going to talk about the types of content, but 65% of your content should be entertainment.
Okay.
All right. So you've entertained me, right? You kind of like got me to laugh. I sent that to my husband. I'm like, haha, I'm not the only person who buys too many plants. You know, I feel a little bit justified in who I am as a person. And then you come back and then you start to pull them a little bit closer. So now this person, instead of being like 10 miles away in the Instagram city, they're like 7 miles away. Right.
I'm starting to
get closer. Exactly. They're like, let's see what else she's got. So the next type of content we want to have is educational content. Okay. And this is where you're going to start to answer questions. Like you want to think of this like your FAQ. And we all try to get really fancy with our educational content and like wax poetic and be like a Harvard professor. But really, your most successful educational content is going to be answering the most frequently asked questions in your niche.
Okay.
And so for me, I'm tired of talking about the garden. I've been talking about it for 10 years, right? So I want to go deep and answer something really sophisticated when really some of my most viral videos are like, when are potatoes ready to harvest? Right? And I'm thinking they could read that in a garden book. They could literally search for that answer in 5 seconds on Google. But that blows up as an educational post because like every new gardener is asking that same question. So you answer the FAQs and Instagram rewards you for having the best answer to the most frequently asked questions. It's very similar to Google search, but they're becoming more and more sophisticated with their search. So if you have the best answer for that question, then you'll continue to rank better for education. And the way you know that you have a good educational post is the save.
Okay.
So when they hit that save button, that's assigned to you. This was a valuable post. This like is building my right to have an authority in this space and for this person to respect me as their leader and teacher, their go-to person in this industry.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't looked. Do you get good metrics on saves?
You'll see saves on every post.
Okay.
Yep. So saves are great. And then that's going to be about 25% of your content. Okay. So you want, if you're thinking of like, if you're doing 4 posts, then you would want, say, 2 to be entertaining and then 1 to be educational. Not everybody's going to post 7 times a week, and that's okay. You can increase to 7 later. But I say 14 if you're asking me. But so 25% is going to be educational. So you just moved this person. They came close because they laughed, and then they got a little bit closer. So now they're probably like maybe 5 miles away, maybe 4 miles away. And this is the time where you're going to start to what I call showcase. So showcasing content is where you're going to show off the results of working with you or the results of your product. This is when you just literally make a big deal about yourself or about your students or your clients. It's a great time to make your client the hero, to do before and afters, to have testimonials. This is a place where you get to be like, hey, this doesn't just work for me. This works for Barbara and Buddy and Brian and all these other people too. I don't know why I named that guy Buddy, but so you make your client the hero and you showcase. And if you're just getting started, if you're watching this and you're right at the beginning of building your business, you're the showcase, right? You're the story. You're the before and after. Like, this is what I did for myself. This is what I did. This is the transition I created for my own life. And you show your own before and after. And that works just as well. So this is 10% of your content.
Okay.